So as part of my EE 402 assignment, I'm looking at a topic under the 7th standard, which is teachers reflect on and evaluate and improve their professional knowledge and practice. So what I've identified as perhaps a weakness for me is engage in discussion of temporary issues and research in education. As a result, I've taken a few approaches to looking into current issues and looking at research into education. So the first thing I'm looking at doing is creating a blog, which I've already started. It's at mpsit.edublogs.org, and it looks something like this. And throughout I've got little ideas of things you can do in the classroom with technology, because obviously technology is a really big thing at the moment in education, seeing if it's useful or not. So I've looked at a few different types of technology and I've made a review of whether or not they are useful. So one of the things was using audio in the classroom, and also photo manipulation, and if you go through you can find more. I've also done a review. I'm also looking into the Australian curriculum, so I'll be posting blog entries every week, which will either look at a issue or particularly ICT, because that's what I'm focusing on, or something about the Australian curriculum. It may just be an article that I found interesting. So this was my blog yesterday, which is about the Australian curriculum, and I particularly looked at one article which is putting forward that arts is going to be very important in the new national curriculum, or the Australian curriculum. I've put just a video embedded in here about whether or not schools do support creative thinking, which Ken Robertson talked about. The other thing that I will be doing is using Digo to annotate articles that I will receive from the Australian Education Digest. So I'll just quickly show you the email that I received. So I get about one of these a week, and it just gives me a few articles that might be interesting about what's in education today. So this one was received a couple of days ago now. I'll just wait for that one to load. Okay, so it gives me a link of a few articles. Now, what I do is basically I click on the article that I'm interested in, so we'll just pretend it's this one for now, which looks quite interesting, and then I launch the Digo applet, which you can easily download once you've made an account. So I go through and highlight things that I might find interesting, just like that. And also I'll be putting sticky notes and making that available to one of the classes I'm in, where we've been looking at various technologies, so they can read that and provide me feedback. And so once that's done, it just comes up here, and then I just share it by putting an annotated link to the article on my blog, which is what I did before. The final thing that I'll be doing is looking at the Australian curriculum, or the national curriculum. And so I've been meeting up with other EE students, and we've just been talking through what we know about the national curriculum. And I'll be posting up that on my blog, and also I'll be putting forwards what we've learnt that week, or what we've discovered that week in the EE 402 mentor groups. And so that is what I will be doing for the remainder of the semester, just to improve that particular dot point. So the evidence that I'll get is the blog, obviously, will have everything I've done. The Digo annotations will show the articles I've found, and also comments I've made and reflections I've made on them. Both those things can be commented on others, and they will be available to anyone. And the final evidence I'll have is just notes from the meeting about the national curriculum I've had with other EE students. And if possible, I will take notes of what students in my mentor group perhaps want to know about the national curriculum, and I can find that out for them.